Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, I have a Pen Chalet unboxing and swatching some inks I bought. The first item is the Pilot Iro-Utsushi dip pen. I thought I would try it since I do ink swatching frequently, and it would be an easy way to try out some ink without using a fountain pen. The design of this dip pen is relatively simple. Hopefully it writes smoothly and is not too scratchy. Now let's look at the inks I purchased. To be honest, often I can't remember precisely what inks I bought. The first one is Diamine Garland. Look at the blue shimmer particles in the bottle. And I love the design of the bottle. It's so unique. The next ink is Colorverse Nebraska Great Plains. Their ink often comes in a tiny bottle. I'm debating if I want to purchase their Advent Calendar ink this year. I'm not sure I should since I plan to get the Diamine Inkman Calendar. And I have Sailor Manyo Shirakashi ink. This is quite popular and a color I like, so I'm happy to add it to my collection. Bottle design is very simple and straightforward, but it's pretty. Looks like I also bought 3 bottles of Dominant Industry ink. The first one is Leaf Green. I've been buying too much green ink. It's so cool that all their ink comes with a dust bag and a dropper. Their ink bottle is quite unique compared to other companies. The next one is Winterwood. It's hard to tell how the ink looks by looking at the bottle. I will have to swatch this to figure out. The last ink in the box is Autumn Forest. This one is clearly a shimmer ink. It's going to be fun to swatch this one. To swatch the inks, I use a Muji notebook, a Kakimori dip pen, and a glass dip pen. For Colorverse Nebraska Great Plains, it's a light green ink. It's light but still legible. I will use a medium nib or a broad nib with this ink, so that you can at least see a slight shading. Previously, I tried this kind of ink with an extra fine nib, and it felt dry, and I could hardly see my writing. And then I have the Sailor Manyo Shirakashi ink. I love this kind of color. It's sort of a mix between green and brown. It reminded me of the dry leaves in my backyard. I think this ink could be excellent if you want to use it to draw nature scenes and landscapes. The color can convey the woody vibes of the forest. As you can see here, when you write in thinner lines, the color is darker if you plan to use this ink with your fountain pen. The next ink is Diamine Garland. It's the dark teal color with blue shimmers. When I first laid down the ink on paper, the color looked really dark, but it did dry lighter. Recently, I bought some cheaper medium nib Jinhao fountain pens to use with shimmer inks, and I have been really enjoying the combination. Next, I have Autumn Forest from the Pearl series by Dominant Industry. The color is similar to Shirakashi but a little lighter. It also has very fine pink color shimmers that give you a subtle pinkish shimmering effect under specific lighting. The color of this ink leans more green. If you prefer it to be more brown, you can try the Shirakashi instead. The following ink is Dominant Industry Winterwood. It's a muted dark brown color from their standard series. It's a good alternative to black ink for fountain pens. I don't have many inks in this tone. The closest I can think of is the Bitter Chocolate by Kobe ink. This one is a little darker than the Bitter Chocolate though. The last ink I'm swatching is Dominant Industry Leaf Green. Compared with my many muted green inks, this one is slightly more vibrant, but the saturation is not overwhelming. I find most of the Dominant Industry inks to be well balanced in terms of wetness. They generally work well with my fountain pens and are not too wet to bleed into the next page. Here is how the inks look once they are dry. With these close-ups, you can see the shading, the sheen, and the shimmers under my table lamp. Thanks for watching, and appreciate you taking the time.